Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I would like to start off with giving all praises, infinite honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash. We were honored to the Apostle Ned of the Great Millstone, who ruled well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. Just want to go into the account of Jacob and Esau, man. Starting from the beginning of these two nations having war with each other, and it started from the womb. And here you see it playing out today. You know, what 2/3 our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they have a lack of understanding of what's being taking place right now, man. Everything that's happening in the world right now is about Jacob and Esau. You know, the scriptures speak about those three bodies of nations, man. The son of man, the son of the wicked, and the son of God. And the son of God pertains to Israelites, the son of man pertains to other nations, and the son of the wicked pertains to Esau, Edom, the so-called the so-called white man, the wicked. All right. This is Genesis 25 and 24 says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right, so Esau. Let's go into the definition of Esau. It says the eldest son of Isaac and Rebekah, and twin brother of Jacob, sold birthright for food when he was hungry, and the divine blessing went to Jacob, progenitor of Arab people. All right, and Esau sold his blessing to Jacob. Esau sold his blessing to Jacob, and that tells you that in Hebrews, the 12th chapter, 16th verse. Matter of fact, grab that real quick. Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for it says, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye have afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he had found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. For ye are not come unto the mount that might be touched, and the burnt with fire, nor unto blackness and darkness unto tempest, right? So Esau sold his blessing unto Jacob, man. All right, and that's what this is going into, man. When you're going back into Genesis, the 25th chapter. All right, the 24th verse. It said 26. It says, and after that came his brother out, and he took his hand. Matter of fact, 25. 24. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read 23. It says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and the manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And that's the elder, Esau, coming out first, because in the scriptures say he gonna serve the younger. All right. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were two twins in the womb. And it says, and the first came out red all over, and it says all over like a hairy garment, and all day called his name Esau. Verse 26, it says, and after that came his brother out, and he took hold of on the hill of Esau, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. When the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. When Esau loved, it says Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of the vengeance, and Rebekah loved Jacob. All right. Verse 29 says, Jacob sought the pottage of Esau, came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, that the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? And that's what Esau did. Esau sold the birthright. Esau sold the birthright to Jacob. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Jacob was able to inherit the blessing. Right? It says, and Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of linens, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. And Esau despised his birthright. And that's what Esau did. He despised the birthright, so the birthright was given unto Jacob. All right, and that birthright consists of the kingdom of heaven. You know, the things that are given unto the Israelites, the blessings that are to come. All right, and that's why Hebrews 12 and 16 say Esau have no place of repentance, because he sold his birthright for was written in Genesis 25 and 30. All right, so we go into Genesis 27. Genesis chapter 27, verse 18. It says, Genesis 27 and 18 says, and he came unto his father and said, my father, and said, here I am, and art thou my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sittest and eat of my vengeance, and thou shalt may be blessed. And Isaac said unto his son, how is this? It says, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord Yahweh, thy God, is brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac, his father, and he felt him. And he said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are it says, but the hands are of Esau. Because what Jacob did, he described himself as Esau. You know, he put on the hairy skin of Esau to deceive his father Isaac, to where he was Esau, because the firstborn, according to the scriptures, is given the blessing, or given the inheritance. All right. It says, and he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. So when you go into that word Jacob, it means to supplant. And that's what Jacob did. Jacob supplanted Esau to get the first birthright. And the descendants of Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that was promised that birthright from the beginning. Salakia, Abraham on down to Isaac and on down to Jacob. All right. It says, verse 24, and he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat my son's vision that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drunk. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment. And he blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore the Most High gave thee the dew of the heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and the plenty of corn and wine. Let thy people serve thee, and the nations bow down to thee. Be the Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down thee. Curse be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesses thee. It says, and it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in front his hunting, and he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, then thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, the firstborn Isaac. And Isaac trembled with very exceedingly, and he said, Who? Where is he that taken the venison and brought it to me, and I have eaten of all before that camest? It says, and I have blessed him, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. But hey, Esau failed to realize he gave Jacob, he sold the birthright to Jacob. So now he coming like, oh, where's my blessing? And he said, it is not rightly named Jacob, for he have supplanted me. And that's what Jacob means. Jacob means supplant. It said, he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. No, Esau gave the birthright to Jacob. It says, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessings, and he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. With the corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? So Esau was begging for another blessing, right? It says, bless me even so also. It says, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And that's what you see now today. Esau is giving the fatness of the earth. When you go on that word fatness, I believe it's the well, we'll see what it say. It say fatness.
Who cares? It's the perfect cat prison. Shove this kitty in there, and Wendy, as unhinged as she is, will be thrilled to gain another.
It says fatness, but usually figuratively and correctively a rich dish in a fertile field, a robust man fat. But that's going to the best parts of the earth, man. All right, and that's what he's been given. All right, that's part of his blessing. All right, it says, and of the dew of heaven, and by thy sword shall thou live. And Esau lived by the sword with his modern day weapons, man. It says, and shall serve thy brother. It shall come to pass when thou shalt have the man, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing whereof his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then shall I send my brother Jacob, right? Because when Isaac was on his, so-called deathbed, ready to perish, being the fact that Jacob, got the better blessing, Esau had hatred towards Jacob because Jacob he knew that Jacob had the better blessing, so he was envying his brother Jacob. So Esau was only given a blessing for a short period of time, while Jacob was given a blessing for eternity. And that's you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans, man. And that's what the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, has given you, and that you will receive in the time to come. All right? So I want to jump to Romans chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, Romans 9:6, it says, not as though the word of the Most High have none effect. Romans 9:6. Not as though the word of the Most High have none effect, for they are not all Israel which are Israel, neither they are the seed of Abraham, are they all called, but in Isaac shall my seed be called. That is, which are the children of the flesh. These are the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise counted for the seed. For this is the word of the promise. As this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, right? Because when Jacob and Isaac was in the womb, the Lord already had things, basically, set for its appointed time. It was already written. Just like when you born in your mother's womb, your life is already written how it's going to play out. It's just playing out because man's going to of the Lord. All right. It says, neither having done good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. But I say unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, right? So Esau shall serve Jacob, because Esau came out first, then Jacob. So the elder shall serve the younger. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And where that's written at, and that's written in the Old Testament in Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, where thou hast loved us. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I have loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. And I laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So, hey, the Lord hates Esau, man. You so-called white people, man. Which you descend from the line of Esau, man. All right? And that's what that's talking about in Romans 9. All right? So back in Romans 9. It's like
Somebody has a lot of repressed hostility. Fine.
Romans 9. Verse 14 says, what shall they say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So the Lord have mercy on who he gonna have mercy on, and he gonna have passion onto those he feel like he's gonna have compassion on, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's the Lord's decision, man. All right. And I'm ending off on this. This is Second Edges, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, "For Esau is the end." Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 8. It says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau." And that's going back to Genesis, because when those two twins was born in the womb of Rebekah, it was symbolic of the times to come. And Jacob held the heel of Esau to pull down the rulership of Esau's rulership for Jacob to begin his rulership. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginner of it that followeth." It says, "The hand of the man is bewitched that healed the hand." And other question Edris asked thou. I answered then and said, "O Lord, thou bearest rule, if I have found favor in thy sight." But that was the point in the 9th verse. You know what I'm saying? You know, that was symbolic of the times to come, which is the times that we living in. We living in the times where Jacob is holding the hand of Esau and, you know, spiritually pulling, you know, his kingdom down. And Jacob is the beginning that follow according to Daniel chapter, the 7th chapter, man. All right. Those different kingdoms that were set to rule for its appointed time. And then Yahweh Shabbat, well, you know, who the word and he calls Jesus, he would begin to take over this world and establish his kingdom under Yahweh Shai and the 144,000, that government body, you know, to set the world in this righteousness, man. All right. So Lord, willing this lesson was edifying. We give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, the great millstone. Well, peace and blessings to the house of David elect. With that, I'm going to say shalom.